Hello, everybody. Welcome back. We're going to do another reading today. I'm really excited to get into it, and let's get into the cards. I'm going to start with a card from my personal deck just to set the energy. I'm feeling a masculine energy right now, like somebody who's a little bit like we'll just say like larger, like maybe more muscular, a little bit more kind of like maybe burly energy, but also someone who's kind of sensitive. So I feel like they're probably coming through because they have some sort of a message. They energetically want to connect with you. And for some of you, this person may be from like a different race. They might be from a different country or like racial background. I'm getting. Something I keep getting like Asians. So maybe there might be something for some people about how they like Asian food, or they could be from an Asian background, but more like that they might like really like certain kinds of Asian food. So that's just for some people, to give a little of an extra clue. And I am hearing the name Andrew. Okay. All right. So what's the message here to start out the reading? Okay. Health. Take a walk, do some exercise, eat well. It will cleanse and rejuvenate you for the next steps. And then on the bottom of the deck here, sorry, the card's all messy. I have to reprint this deck. It says, can you feel the love tonight? Intimacy and sacred union is alchemizing all around and within you. Trust your higher self to guide this union. Okay, so yeah, so this energy that I'm feeling is like, it's the energy of a counterpart that like is in your field, because there is an alchemizing of your energies that's being guided by your higher self. And what I can say, from my own experience of sacred union is that there's a lot of, I feel like in my personal circumstances, God's always guiding me to like do this health, like be really, really active with physical activity, do a lot of fasting, do a lot of cleansing. I do take a lot of walks outside. I run a lot outside. And sometimes it can get like a little daunting, because it's just like, it's kind of constant. Like, if you're not used to fasting, you might, you definitely, something that you want to look into, how you can incorporate more fasting into your routine. Like right now, for myself, I try it on a regular day, do a lighter intermittent fast, and then when I'm like proper fasting, spiritual fasting, I'll go for a longer period of time for a few days, and or even sometimes a longer period of time for like up to a few weeks potentially. So I feel like what this does is it's like bringing in a new fresh energy, right? Because so much of the past is getting dropped away here, right? A lot of old, a lot of even energy in like the cells, like a lot of changes are happening, like even in the skin. Like I've been noticing, I've been having a little bit of sparkly skin in my hands lately, and a lot of changes are happening, even in the DNA, like to activate, like we'll just say some aspects that have been dormant, like to bring forward more of your spiritual abilities and awareness, right? And like the union that's coming together requires this activation and connection with these higher parts of you, these multidimensional, fifth dimensional and above parts of you, to really hold the union together. Because part of what's reuniting is what is already reunited, is already always been united in higher levels, and it's about bringing that into the physical plane where previously these things have been separated because of mostly because of just karma, but like there's a lot of different ways you could look at that, right? A lot of drama and karma, like it is played out in the political sphere, it's played out in the economy, it's played out in family relationship dynamics, trauma, all sorts of burdens, right? Even early death, premature death, the way we age, sicknesses, like all of this it's all karma. Like if without karma, like the way we live lives, the way everything would be much more you could just say we could be living in states of like being more like ascended masters, right? With this absolute purity of our expression, because there's like a much shorter distance between us and divine source in that state than where we are now, as like in the melting pot of a very kind of low vibrating collective consciousness. So that's a lot off of just like the first couple of cards, but let's get into some tarot, because it just seems to be comes up all the time for myself personally. So this is definitely a reading for twin flames, kingdom spouses, you know, divine counterparts, soulmates, whatever terms you resonate with. It's definitely a reading about that, for that. Okay, so the overall opening energy here, yeah, 10 of Wands reversed, right? Like it's like I was saying, like it's a shedding of like these old burdens from this like karmic cycle that are getting cleansed out as we activate, which is why this because it hasn't, like, yes, a lot of this karmic cycle for a lot of people in union is over, but there's some of the way that's left an imprint on your biology has not completely completed. And so and you are going to feel lighter. Like you actually are. It's funny, I keep passing the license plate when I walk on my way home or when I'm jogging, and it says levity on it. And I think that's really appropriate, right? Because we are becoming lighter. And we, you know, sometimes actually when I'm going through certain ascension processes, when I go for a jog, I actually do, like I just feel so easy to jog. I just feel so light. And then sometimes it, you know, especially after seeing like family events, it feels a little heavier because you're more back into your lineage story, and you're more back into the density of like 3D Earth, right? So it's just about like working with these cycles and continuing to like cleanse and purge, you know, the weight of, I guess, old obligations, right? And old stories. And in some cases, you know, a lot of past difficulties, you know, because a lot of people that come into sacred union have a really big, long story before they get there, right? On the bottom of the deck with that, we have 6 of Pentacles. So, yeah, and underneath that is 7 of Swords. So there could be like a really, really beautiful opportunity coming in here financially for somebody. I'm feeling at the card underneath the 7 of Swords is Queen of Pentacles. I feel like she's earned this. I feel like this is like a well-earned gift. I think that she doesn't know about this. And there's some sort of energy here, we'll just call it an energy, right, in the way that kind of wants to take this opportunity away. So getting back to the health, it's like, because we often are dealing with spiritual principalities, right, that kind of are agents of the devil, to be quite frank, that are here to kind of take away your blessings, right? And steal, right? The devil is a thief. He's a thief and he's a liar, right? So This could show up in the form of a person, but it could just be that there's because, let's just say, because while you may have completed the karma, there might be still stuff in the biology connected to ancestral karma that is allowing for this inception of like the opportunity for this potential stealing away of your gift. So that's why the cleansing is so important, and it's hard. It's really can actually sometimes be like exhausting to constantly be just rigorously fasting and exercising all the time. But it is important. It is important to try and like do it in a way that's like disciplined, but not to the point where it's like overly stressing you out. Because if it's overly stressing you out, then you need to take a pause and you need to take a step back, right? And then so that way, you know, you can sort of keep going with it somewhat consistently. So it's also when you're doing long fasts, long spiritual fasts, it can be hard to do as much, right? It can be hard to get as much done. So it's something you have to build endurance and tolerance for. But the big message here is like to not give up on that, and to just like make doing your absolute best that you can with it on a day-to-day basis a priority. It's really important. Like when it's almost like the faster you can get through the fasting, the faster that like some of these blockages can be worked through, right? And as I was stuff at 2 of Wands on the bottom when I said that, like it's helping with forward momentum. Yeah, and underneath that is the Hierophant in terms of like getting this like guidance and direction directly from God, directly from the divine with the world. That's going to bring forward like a really positive enlightenment and ascension here. Okay. So let's get to the next. So, I mean, I know it's twin flame reading, and it is, but like I think a lot of times people think twin flame is just this like all the relationship dynamics, and it's not. that's like just one component of twin flame dynamics. So let's get into the next card here. Page of Pentacles. That's great. Yeah, beautiful. And 6 of Swords on the bottom with that, with 8 of Wands below. Yeah, there's on the near horizon, there's going to be really positive movement forwards. Again, like leaving a lot of heavy difficulties in the past here, and something very bright and new. I don't know why I heard the word insurance policy. Why did I hear that? So I've heard that sometimes Page of Pentacles talks about like dealing with things that can sometimes seem a little tedious, like tax returns, and I guess you could include insurance policies in that. So I think there's multiple ways of looking at this. Like you may have some insurance policy that you need to look at that needs some sort of attention because like of some sort of adjustments or changes. But I think it's like that's the literal interpretation. I think the deeper meaning of why I heard the insurance policy is that it's like whatever this new thing that's like seeding in your life right now that's going to be abundant is like your insurance policy for your life, for your livelihood. Yeah. So it'd be really interesting how that might play out for different people. I just heard the name David. So that might be mean something to somebody. Okay. So let's get the next card. Oh, that's a lot. Wow, that's a lot of cards. Okay, so we've got the Hanged Man, followed by the 3 of Swords, followed by 9 of Cups, followed by the Magician, followed by Ace of Cups. Okay, so there is this like really beautiful new start here, manifesting, like I was saying, right? I think that this speaks a lot to this moving more into this divine energy, right? Co-creating with the divine, leaving behind all these old burdens where creations were not in alignment because of karma, because of ancestral, whether they were like generational curses or just ancestral traumas or patterns or beliefs, whatever it was. It's like, I just feel the huge weight of that is being let go for these much more fulfilling co-creations with the divine now. And the reason why this Three of Swords and the Hangman showed up is, like I was saying before, like the biology is still kind of completing the healing of that. So I feel like there could even be like ancestral trauma, and it keep getting drawn to ancestral, that requires a little bit of completion, which is why things are still a little bit held up here, right? And why there's still a little bit of this like timeout cleansing phase before this big juicy manifestation fully comes forward, which it is coming forward. And it, with Nine of Cups, Ace of Cups, Magician, it speaks strongly to manifesting a new relationship that is really a healthy one, that's going to be really supportive, that's going to be really somebody who's going to treat you right, or there's going to be like really beautiful heart-to-heart conversations, what you wants you in this relationship. It's going to be really celebrated, it's going to be fun, it's going to be fertile, like that could be interpreted as like actually having children, or it could just be like fertile creative endeavors. I see Metatron's cube is tattooed on his arm here. So on the Magician card, that has never really stood out to me before. So Archangel Metatron is definitely helping to kind of work through this, to kind of move things forward. So definitely call upon Archangel Metatron. And I'm hearing also the energy of King Arthur. It would be really beneficial to call on as well to bring forward new manifestation energy. So this, I do feel a pretty strong divine masculine energy with this Magician card, and I was feeling a masculine energy at the beginning of the reading, right? So I very much feel like I'm starting to feel pretty strongly that this is a lot of what the divine masculine is going through right now. More so, like some of the feminine might still be here a little bit as well, but some of the feminine watching this might kind of be feeling like they've already completed this recently, that they're already kind of a little bit past this point and ready for the new beginning. But yeah, a Knight of Pentacles on the bottom there is kind of like, yeah, things are moving a little bit slow and steady, right? Slow and steady, slow and steady. Yeah, and like there underneath that is the Empress, right? So like there's been a lot of inner work, nurturing self, right? Taking care of self, taking care of the body, receiving, slow, steady kind of transformation process. So it's a big healing for the feminine energy. But I guess what I'm really sensing right now is that the divine masculine is really kind of finishing this up a little bit more at the moment. Some of these deeper, and I really feel strongly there's some deep ancestral wounds here and stuff from childhood that needs healing, that needs clearing up. up because they're still carrying a bit of a broken heart. But they are being illuminated about this. They are being illuminated about it. And something about, I just heard, I'm sorry. So with this Page of Pentacles, so there might be a bit of an apology coming forward about some things that they've done in the past that they felt were uncalled for, because of like they were reacting out of their wounding, right? So, but this is all, I think this is all getting cleaned up, healed up. So what's coming towards this connection here? What's coming towards this connection? Yeah, there we go. The Fool, a new beginning. Like I was feeling really strongly. Definitely like what this, like this whole reading is about cleansing and cleaning out the old to start new and fresh in the right way here, right? And it really is like, and this is going to be like anything is kind of possible from this empty, clean slate. So it's really, the levity is definitely coming in here. And then we've got with that the Ace of Swords, which for one just confirms that this is, you know, on track and true with this reading to what God's wanting to share here with the Four of Wands. And this Ace of Swords it's also speaking to a higher mind, right? It's speaking to higher possibilities, higher potential, new ideas, divine mind. I actually feel like it's extremely important to bring on this new consciousness. Is almost like more important than like the physical coming together of the union itself. But what the coming together of this union energy is bringing, and it is coming together physically with this Four of Wands energy here, which is, you know, the 1111 card. This breakthrough into higher dimensions of thought and consciousness is what's gonna bring such power to this magician energy, right? And I often actually do connect Ace of Swords with like that, the Sword of Truth of King Arthur, and King Arthur was channeled before, right? So I doubly now really feel the truth of that. And Metatron, Archangel Metatron, is the scribe of God, right? It's like he's literally like writes down the clearest truth directly from the mind of God, which is, you know, Ace of Swords is like that word. It's like the original word of God, right? So it just confirming that connecting with both of those energies is going to be really powerful especially for divine masculines, but also for the divine masculine awakening of the feminine as well here. Okay? Because with union, right, the divine feminine energy usually comes in first to bring in healing and nurturing and love of all this trauma stuff, right? And that's still kind of, the masculine are still kind of healing this feminine part of themselves. But then once that is kind of complete, then I think the feminine is going to feel a shift as well to that's going to make it easier for her to start to open up more to this expansion of her divine masculine consciousness, and the same for the masculine counterpart as well. That's, again, it's a bit of a dance, right? Which is why sometimes it feels like things can be moving slow. Oh, I don't know how that looks. There's a King of Swords on the bottom of the deck with these cards for the what's coming towards. So you could be dealing potentially with somebody who's like very, very smart, very logical, very somebody who just also came out of a really difficult period with the Ten of Swords reversed, potentially with somebody who is in this very fiery Queen of Wands energy, who was so that's usually somebody who's very attractive, right? But sometimes it can reflect a karmic energy where there's like a lot of passion driving, and that created like a lot of pain. And maybe that actually pushed them further into being more in their head and being more of a logical energy at this moment in time, right? It could definitely be an air sign. Definitely could be an Aquarius, could be a Libra. Those are the ones I'm hearing the strongest. So, yeah, those are the ones I'm hearing the strongest. On the cut there, it's a star card. So definitely strong Aquarian energy for this masculine. So, what else? The moon with Ace of Pentacles on the bottom. So yeah, so things are still a little uncertain here about like this, you know, where things are physically manifesting within the union, right? It's just like, I think that there's a lot of uncertainty here right now. I think the feminine's been hoping for like there to be this new opportunity. Has been hoping, I just cut on the Six of Pentacles, been hoping for some sort of like a reaching out, some sort of an offer, some sort of a way of showing of appreciation. And it's just, it hasn't been clear here. But this moon card on top of this Ace of Cups and this Ace of Swords, what I'm feeling is that okay, I'm feeling some darker energy, like there's some moon magic that was done to kind of block this clarity in the past with this Magician card too. I do think that that was a thing. And I know myself, with my own situation, I have had to clear some moon magic, like which I was just naturally guided to do at the full moon. That people said these things, I've heard, at the new moon. So that's also part of why there's this call to fast, because, and to cleanse, because sometimes it's the only way to help clear out this and block this moon magic that people do to block unions. It could be associated with that Queen of Wands energy for some people, potentially. Like, could have been like a third party energy involved with doing that. That's a possibility. But in either case, let's clarify the moon just to get a little bit more information about it. And then we'll close up the reading. Yeah, so unfortunately it just kind of confirms what I was saying, that like I feel like something was done here to like create a lot of confusion. We've got 8 of Swords, 2 of Swords reversed, and 4 of Swords. So I feel like especially the Divine Masculine energy here really needs to kind of retreat and rest, because somebody cast a pretty serious spell on a confusion spell on them. I'm also hearing distraction, some sort of enchantment, some sort of distraction enchantment. And I just heard you're all mine. So like, you know, some people do that kind of thing, you know, where they'll put on some sort of spell so that they like they can't, so that somebody can't see anything clearly, right? So where's that energy heading? Because we got 2 of Wands on the bottom there with the Hermit. There could be a need to kind of like plan a travel and a retreat to kind of like clear up this energy, clear up what was sort of put on the Divine Masculine here. Well, where is this heading? Okay, and what else? We got the Three of Cups and the Eight of Cups with Six of Swords on the bottom. Okay, so yeah, and then Tower underneath that. So I feel like right now there's still like the presence of a third party situation that is going to end, be walked away from, and something's going to happen kind of suddenly to cause this for this King of Swords energy. Okay. And again, it cuts again on the star cards. It definitely could be an Aquarian energy that's going through this right now. So, but there's also something about once they get this clarity and this healing, they want to move into some sort of a celebration also of having overcome this difficulty to move towards, you know, this Ace of Cups, this new beginning. And I just heard the word merit, like they feel like they really merit a new beginning and that they really merit true love. So like I said, there's something that is kind of very masculine about them, but they're deep down, they do really want like a sacred union and true love. And they do want to move on. Six of Swords just popped out. They do want to move on and from these difficult situations, you know, and be, you know, be a supportive masculine towards the feminine here, which has been, you know, his divine feminine. He hasn't really been able to really do that because of, you know, these things that have been creating blocks up until now. But I feel like it will, yeah, there's the feminine's had to go through a lot. Nine of Wands here. There's been a lot of endurance to kind of hold her position and to like hold space for this to come in. There's been like a feeling of like a lot of past feelings of feeling kind of left out in the cold and abandoned here, even by this King of Swords because of everything that's been going on. But the final cut there on the Ten of Cups, you know, it's kind of like saying, you know, there's a very good chance that this is going to work out, right? And especially since we had Nine of Cups here early on in the reading. So it's a final message to close the reading here. Beautiful. Yeah, so once this is finished up here, there's going to be quick, swift change towards this new beginning that's going to be prosperous and abundant. And we've got here Knight of Swords and Ace of Pentacles. And I love this Knight of Swords. He's with the zeros and ones on the feet. It's like my little Leaving the Matrix card. But it's sort of like on a deeper level. It's like running away from what was entrapping them. They're entrapping their mind, right? With spells and deceptions towards a grounded new beginning with an energy that's earthed and true and authentic and real, right? And we have actually in this reading three aces here. So it's very, very, very auspicious for a beautiful new beginning and beautiful partnerships, good fortune. It's all on the horizon, and it's all like I said, coming in this very new ascended energy, which is why there's so much divine energy coming through. And so when there's a lot of divine energy that wants to come through from God, that's why we're called so much to cleanse and clear out the old. So very, very nice. I hope you enjoyed the reading. Sending you lots of love. Please like, please share, please subscribe. And if you want to have a personal reading, my email is